artists. We're sculptors. We are musicians. We're dancers. And we must put them all on display. It will elevate, it will deepen, it will expand our offerings to the world.
Go see some of the best Jamaican artwork now on display at the Kingston Biennial, being hosted by the National Gallery of Jamaica on the Kingston waterfront. Let's reignite our nation for greatness. After all, it's still Jamaica 60. We continue our Jamaica Magazine program with a word of advice, and then it's time for the news. Stay with us.
If you are experiencing symptoms of the monkeypox virus, including fever, intense headache, swelling of the lymph nodes, back pain, muscle ache, lack of energy, and/or a rash on the skin, you must self-isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. The virus may enter the body through broken skin, even if not visible, the respiratory tract, or mucous membranes, eyes, nose, or mouth, and has an incubation period of between 5 and 21 days. The spread of monkeypox may occur when a person comes into close contact with an infected animal, direct contact with monkeypox skin lesions or scabs of an infected person, contact with clothing or linen such as bedding or towels used by an infected person, and the coughing or sneezing of an individual with a monkeypox rash. Wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing as part of the infection prevention and control efforts. For additional information on monkeypox, visit the Ministry of Health and Wellness website at moh.gov.jm or contact the local public health department.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, September 19, 2022. A new state-of-the-art police station is being built in Frome, Westmoreland, providing a more comfortable working and living environment for members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang officially broke ground for the new station last Thursday. It will be built at a cost of $175 million with funding from the National Housing Trust, NHT. The project will be executed by Marant Turner Construction Company and managed under a partnership agreement involving the NHT, the National Security Ministry, and the JCF. Construction commenced in August and is expected to be completed within 30 months. Dr. Chang says it's the latest example of government's commitment to providing the JCF with the resources needed to better tackle crime and violence across Jamaica.
I want to remind the wider population this government undertaker gave a commitment and articulate a policy framework in which we will invest in security, because we view public safety, good order, and corruption as macro-critical elements, and we see them as threat risk to the stability of our country and to achieving the kind of growth that we would like in the economy.
Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson says the new station will not only provide improved working conditions for the JCF, but also serve as a haven for the community it serves.
It's a refuge for the community. It is somewhere to go to if you have any concerns, even if it's not a policing matter. The police here at Frome should accept you as a citizen and try and find a way to assist you.
Small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, now have access to a pool of $100 million to expand their businesses online. A partnership for the e-commerce fund was signed on Friday between the National Export-Import Bank of Jamaica, Exim Bank, and the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA. The partnership will finance up to 80% of the associated costs of critical inputs for SMEs that are in the process of or are interested in trading through an e-commerce platform. It also offers up to $5 million per entity at a rate of 5% per annum. The financing is a medium-term, non-revolving secured loan with up to 3 months moratorium on the principal repayments where required. Exim Bank's business development consultant, Winston Lawson, says the advantages of operating a business in the virtual space are vast, but the inputs that drive sales may require funding.
The relevant equipment and systems to support it, registration of the domain, the server setup, hosting services, high quality product shots and videos for the website catalog, development of the website, security features, establishment of payment gateways, search engine optimization and online marketing, copywriting, and of course, inventory management.
Financing under the Exim e-commerce funder is accessible directly from the Exim Bank. For more information, persons may contact the bank through its website at eximbankja.com. Cattle farmers in sections of Clarendon are to benefit from free tagging of their animals as part of a direct effort to curb predial larceny. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Pernell Charles Jr., says this has become necessary due to an upsurge in cattle larceny reports in the Kensington-Alexandria section of the parish. He says the ministry will deploy all available resources to combat the threat. As part of the National Animal Identification and Traceability System, NATES, all cattle are required to be identified with ear tags and a corresponding passport. The tagging technology is supported by a genome sequencer, which will help in identification once the cattle have been tagged and sampled, regardless of whether the animal has been butchered or not. The Agriculture Minister is urging cattle farmers to cooperate and have their animals tagged. Additionally, he cautions farmers to not buy, sell, or slaughter cattle that are not affixed with the NATES ear tags, warning that those who do not adhere to the regulations will be subject to fines or imprisonment. The Ministry of Education and Youth will be reintroducing a curriculum guide for civics education in short order. The emphasis on the guide will be on citizenship, respect for national symbols, self and other awareness, national heroes and icons, culture, and nation building. Portfolio Minister Favour Williams says that while these topics have been a part of the school curriculum for some time, they need to be emphasized alongside an effective look at character education.
In addition to character education and civics, we aim to restore to prominence the uniform groups in our schools, the cadets, the scouts, the Red Cross, the 4-H, the Rangers. We have a focus on ensuring that they return to our schools, and we would love to expand it across the system.
She was speaking at a meeting at the Rotary Club of Kingston recently. And finally, persons wishing to register for the next voters list have until Friday, September 30 to do so. The next voters list is to be published on November 30, and eligible Jamaicans need to apply in person at any of the Electoral Office of Jamaica EOJ constituency offices. Applicants are reminded to wear only bright or dark-colored clothing to have their photograph taken, no black or white. Following the in-office application, each applicant will be visited by a team from the EOJ to have his or her residence verified. Electors who meet the September 30 deadline should expect to receive their voter identification card by mid-December. Those who register after September 30 will have to wait to be added to the May 31, 2023 list. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Breast milk is the ideal food for babies and can satisfy all the infant's nutritional needs for the first 6 months of life. It provides much-needed antibodies to protect them against all kinds of infections. Babies exclusively breastfed have less episodes of diarrhea, acute respiratory infection, and skin conditions. Breastfeeding also benefits mommies too, through decreased risk of breast and ovarian cancers, improved postpartum recovery, and reduced iron loss. Breastfeed your baby to give him or her the best start for a healthy life. Remember, breastfeeding is best.
As we gear up for Tourism Awareness Week being observed between September 25 and October 1, we look at the next frontier for tourism on the island.
Visions of a coffee trail and a Bath butterfly farm are among a decade-long plan to lure tourists to the parish of St. Thomas. It's being considered as the Pearl of the East. Tapped for its rich culture and unspoiled natural beauty, St. Thomas is forecast as the next tourism frontier. Realizing its potential, the Ministry of Tourism has embarked on an initiative to develop the parish.
The study has been done, the documents are before us. The St. Thomas Destination Development and Management Plan has been completed and will be unveiled within this fiscal year. The plan has identified 51 projects for implementation over the decade to 2030, of which 40 projects will be led by the Ministry of Tourism. It involves so many moving parts that have to come together, and it's a multi-sectoral approach. In other words, it's all hands on deck. The destination assessment of St. Thomas identified that the parish has numerous attractions and places suitable for development of tourist accommodation of various types, which should appeal to a wide cross-section of prospective visitors.
23 priority initiatives have been identified for development. Among these are the Marant Bay Historic District Project. This will involve restoring the historic buildings and monuments in Marant Bay Square in honor of national heroes Paul Bogle and George William Gordon. Further east in the parish, the ministry will seek to establish the Pera Eco Resort Village and Golf Course to feature a marina, super yacht facilities, horseback riding, and other amenities. To ensure that these projects come to fruition, Priority Initiative 23 is to attract investors and implementation partners. The ministry is targeting local and foreign investments to develop infrastructure, tourism attractions, and experiences in St. Thomas.
Its close proximity to Kingston, and especially to the Norman Mann International Airport, suggests that the considerable tourism development is possible there, which will serve as a catalyst for the wider social and economic development of the parish.
The plan speaks to all sectors in the parish benefiting from tourism, providing economic viability in communities beyond Jamaica's traditional resort areas.
We want to introduce our visitors to more community tourism experiences. This increased variety of experience will give the visitor the feeling of having a multi-destination vacation without ever leaving our shores. Our new marketing packages will encourage our visitors to take excursions to local shopping establishments, restaurants, entertainment facilities, and bars. We will also encourage them to wander along our beaches, rivers, or local fishing villages. Critical, in fact, in our shift to increase awareness of our community tourism offering will be a targeted campaign focused on our many cultural and heritage assets. We know that St. Thomas will take some time as we grow. We have to deal with zoning there. We have to deal with a lot of environmental issues that we'll have to settle. There's infrastructure that needs to be developed. Water to be developed in the areas, electricity, and then to look at product development in a big way. Hotels to be built, villas, parks, gardens, and then to really develop in my mind, the signature product for the parish, the bath fountain. Resetting the Jamaican tourism, we'll identify and establish innovative policies, systems, protocols, and standards that assure our visitors a safe, secure, and seamless experience while building out a new national tourism model based on a diversified portfolio of unique and authentic attractions and activities which draw heavily on the Jamaica's natural and cultural assets.
Hey you! Yes you! Let's go on a public sector journey together. Check your rear view and let's hit the gas. We all rely on public sector workers, from hospitals and care workers to schools, where our children get the education to fulfill their dreams, and in emergency situations when we are most in need. In turn, public sector workers are paid by us. The current compensation structure in the public sector is complex, inconsistent, and inequitable. That's about to change. Welcome to the new compensation system. The new system is simple and easily understood. It's consistent, enabling equitable application and transparency across the public sector. It will reward high performance, and it's sustainable. The government of Jamaica is committed to investing in its people and building a better public sector.
School is back in session for most of our children, and with it, clubs and societies. Today we shed some light on the Fire Wardens Club.
Move to the right in threes. Right turn. Move to the left in threes. Squad will retire. Left turn. Elbow turn.
This is not training for the Cadet Corps. There is a new co-curricular club in schools, the Fire Wardens Club. The Jamaica Fire Brigade has embarked on a new initiative. It involves children and is being implemented in schools across the country. The initiative is similar to that of many other school-based co-curricular programs. The only difference? This club reinforces the importance of disaster preparedness, management and restoration. The main aim is to reduce the country's susceptibility to significant damage from natural and man-made disasters.
Ready? Down. Up.
What to do if you close around 5?
The program is now being implemented in schools across the country since its inception at institutions in St. Catherine in 2017.
Welcome to Great and Cornwall Primary School Fire Wardens Club.
What do you feel when you feel an earthquake?
Shaking,
yes.
Things falling.
Things falling, yes. And you are frightened too. When I showed you the video, did you see where the road split?
Yes.
And you saw cars going down into the between them? Yes.
We initially started with a quiz competition that went on to the primary schools. So we realized that we needed something a little more tangible where we can actually have the Fire Wardens Club in the schools. The motto of the club is
preparing today for disasters tomorrow.
We are preparing these students so that whenever there's a disaster, they will be ready to help within the schools, home, and churches. So we would teach them to be ready when there's an earthquake, so they would know the procedure, they would know the drill. We prepare them to help their schoolmates if somebody got injured and need to be moved from one place to the other. If there's a fire, we also taught them about the bucket brigade. They can get some water. You might have known that there are times when children are trapped, children are also burnt in fires. Now, if these children were taught and have some idea of what to do, the possibility that they could have helped themselves.
Within the schools, a teacher is assigned to the club and for that purpose is given the title of a superintendent.
Our students are very enthusiastic about the club and they get involved in many different activities as it pertains to knowing and disseminating information about disasters and disaster mitigation. One of the best agents for information are children, and parents respond to children. So when the children know certain things about how to manage disasters, what are some of the right things to do, they can help to inform their parents, and in turn the parents will inform the community members to respond. And in a community like Portmore, where there are so many potential disasters waiting to happen, it is important that Greater Portmore and the schools in Greater Portmore know about Fire Wardens Club and become involved in it.
Fire Wardens Clubites are also engaged in humanitarian activities, visiting children's and nursing homes.
I just love how they do things. You have to do them proper, and if you don't do them proper, sometimes you get kicked out of the club.
The Fire Wardens Club is very fun and I get to do drills like fire safety, earthquake, tsunamis, and fire drill because it helps us to blow out fires.
The Fire Warden Club teaches us to do drill, teach us what to do when your clothes is on fire. Stop, drop, cover your face and move.
It's a great club to join and I love it because of fun and it's helping the community and schools to raise disaster awareness. if someone's house is being flooded out, I can help them by take them out of the house and take out the good stuff like the birth papers and the passports.
Loss of life and property as a result of natural and man-made disasters should be minimized as the Fire Wardens Club expands and more children get involved.
Here's another school-based club on offer. This time, road safety is at its core.
Extracurricular activities or clubs have always been a nicely added dynamic to our education system, structured on the idea of creating well-rounded portfolios, personal development, meeting more and diverse peers, and improving communication skills for students. Now, with innovation and a goal for creating more focused road users, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund is revolutionizing the idea of school clubs. JSIF is creating a first of its kind for us here in Jamaica. JSIF has teamed up with the Ministry of Education and Youth, the Ministry of Transport's Road Safety Unit, municipal corporations, the Community Development Committee, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch to form the Safe Passage Safe Routes to School Road Safety Clubs. It's about to make traveling for children much safer through public education.
I'm pleased that this social network was formed as a follow-up to a prior Safe Passages project, which aims to provide a safe environment for students as they traverse specific roadways and thoroughfares in the vicinity of selected school campuses. It was designed, among other things, to provide a safe environment for students as they travel to and from school in certain targeted communities.
The Road Safety Club is an important software, I will call it. So beyond the hardware, the road safety clubs are designed to provide the sustainability to the infrastructure that has been provided. And it works by increasing the capacity of the teachers, parents, the awareness of the members of the JCF, and other persons who are in charge of keeping the roads safe.
The infrastructure that was provided under government's $155 million Integrated Community Development Safe Passages project contains several components that make it easier for children to navigate the streets.
The Safe Passages project contains several components, including the rehabilitation or construction of infrastructure such as sidewalks, bus bays, guardrails, painting of murals, installation of road safety signs, as well as the implementation of comprehensive public education and road safety program that will engage school staff, students, and residents from the beneficiary communities. And finally, to ensure that this is sustained, the formation of the road safety clubs, which we are launching in a very special and significant way today.
The clubs are being set up in an initial 7 primary and infant schools across the country, namely Augustown, Bickersteth, Greenwich Primary, Hope Valley Experimental, Roehampton, Salt Spring, and Treadlight. At the core is the support from those monitoring traffic on our roadways daily.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force have had a long history of working together with schools and children in terms of educating and of course providing information in terms of how best we can take care of ourselves, and especially the children that have to traverse the various roadways. This particular program, which is the Safe Passage Road Safety Club program that has been launched by JSIF, the JSIF lauds the effort because what we believe is that a kind of holistic approach to safety of our children and of course the entire commuting public it will make a big difference.
But what really sparked the development of this new initiative?
In terms of global statistics, too many of our children are suffering from fatally or other injuries. Many of these injuries and deaths occur in low and middle income countries, such as Jamaica. Furthermore, a large proportion of this figure is made up of children, particularly child pedestrians. Statistics from the Road Safety Unit reveal that in 2021, 487 road fatalities, with 69% were the most vulnerable groups of road users: pedestrians, motorcyclists, and children.
And to create further context for the need for these clubs, with less than 3 months into the year,
a 12-year-old boy died on the nation's road. As a result, he died as a result of injuries he sustained when he was hit by a motorist along the roadway in his community. In his community of Lilliput in St. James. He was crossing the road and didn't make it home.
And as government seeks to do its part to protect children using the roadways.
And now that we have returned to full face-to-face teaching and learning in our schools, we will begin to see the impact of this project. I expect that this valuable initiative that has been undertaken by JCIP will continue to have a life-saving effect on residents of the beneficiary communities for years to come. Learning to be safe on the roads is a lifelong process.
We urge you to do your part to drive, ride, and walk with care while looking out for the nation's children.
This mayhem can only be stopped through behavioral change and discipline. We have a duty to our children to preserve them on the roads, at school, in our homes. This especially as we adjust to the return of full face-to-face classes.
How many more must die because of reckless drivers? How fast is too fast? Make we take time, no man. Obey the rules of the road. Drive with care.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
And that's where we close the pages of Jamaica Magazine, but only for today. We'll be back tomorrow for more of the positive happenings coming out of Jamaica land we love. Missed aspects of today's program? Well, watch it in full online at jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.